Have you ever noticed that even after reaching a goal, the feeling doesn't last? You buy the thing you've been wanting, you hit the rank you've been grinding for, you finally finish that project you have spent weeks on. For a moment, it feels amazing, but then it's gone. So you chase the next goal, then the next, and the next. Somewhere along the way, we've stopped enjoying life and started optimizing every part of it. Every weekend has to be productive, every hobby has to make money, every moment has to be useful. Somehow we've turned life into a checklist. We have convinced ourselves that if we can just optimize one more thing, we will finally be satisfied. I don't think it's making us any happier, because the problem isn't that we're not doing enough, the problem is that we're always chasing what's next. Everything became a competition. But how did we get here? I don't think it happened overnight. Little by little, almost everything in our lives becomes something to measure. Whether it's money, followers, grades, or even our own hobbies, everything has a score attached to it. How many people follow you? How much did you earn? How productive were you today? Social media doesn't help either. Every time we open our phones, we're reminded that someone else is richer, more successful, more productive, more attractive. And after seeing that every single day, it's hard not to compare yourself. Even if you're doing well, there's always someone doing better. So instead of asking ourselves, am I happy? We started asking ourselves, am I ahead? And those are two very different questions. Because once everything becomes a competition, it's hard to enjoy the things that were never supposed to be one. Games explain it perfectly. I think gaming is one of the best examples of this. Think back to when you first started playing games. You didn't care about the current meta. You didn't watch a 20-minute guide before logging in. You weren't searching for the perfect settings. You just played. You experimented. You explored. You made terrible decisions. And somehow, that was part of the fun. Now compare that to today. Before a game even launches, people already know the best settings. The best sensitivity, the best weapons, the most efficient strategy. We have become so obsessed with playing games the right way that we have forgotten to simply enjoy them. I don't think that's just happening in games. I think that is happening everywhere. The optimization trap. The problem isn't trying to improve yourself. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get stronger, learn a new skill, or build a better future. The problem is when you optimize every part of your life. Instead of working, we watch productive videos. Instead of creating, we spend hours planning. Instead of practicing, we buy better equipment and convince ourselves this time it will make a difference. We tell ourselves we're preparing, but a lot of the time, we're just delaying. Because planning feels safe, research feels productive, optimizing feels like progress. But none of those things replace actually doing the work. And eventually, we started spending more time preparing than actually working. Why nothing feels good anymore? I think that's why nothing feels as good anymore. Not because life is worse, but because we've trained ourselves to always look for the next thing. The next achievement, the next promotion, the next milestone. We barely have time to appreciate where we are, because we're already thinking about where we should be next. Social media only makes that feeling stronger. Every day we are shown people that seem richer, happier, and more successful. Even if we know it's only a highlight reel, it's difficult not to compare. There is a saying, comparison is the thief of joy. And there is a reason for that saying exists. Because we're human. We compare ourselves to others, it's only natural. But when you're constantly comparing your life to someone else's best moments, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind. So instead of feeling grateful for what you have achieved, we feel like we haven't done enough. And if you're always chasing the next thing, you will never allow yourself to enjoy the thing you already have. Maybe life isn't supposed to be optimized. maybe it's supposed to be experienced. Because one day, nobody's going to remember how efficient they were. They will remember the people they laughed with, the places they explored, the risks they took, and the moments they were fully present. Sometimes the best way forward isn't to optimize harder, it's to enjoy where you already are. Thanks for watching.